Hey guys, Kurt here with another thought-provoking video for you today. And before you proceed to watch this video, if you have not done so already, please go back and watch yesterday's video first. It's called, What is the Self? Before you watch this video, go back and watch that video if you have not done so already, so that you can have the context to understand what we're going to be talking about today, which is attachments, external attachments, things that people can be attached to and how to identify them. And the first attachment that everybody has is an attachment to thoughts. So normally what we think of when we think of ourselves, when we are incarnated here on this physical plane, is body, mind, and spirit, right? Physical body, astral body, and your soul. And the astral body, of course, is going to be your chakras, right? Chakras, metaphysical energy, telepathy, like Reiki type energy, okay? And it's controlled by the mind. And then this haze that I've drawn around it here, that is the ego. That's the pain body. That's the false sense of self. You over the course of your life, you retain these thoughts. You retain these patterns and beliefs, and you carry them like baggage everywhere with you. And they become your identity. You know, like the way that you react in certain situations. And if you always react that way, or if you know somebody that does, it's predictable how they're going to react. That's what that is. And you do it too. Don't kid yourself about that. I still do it to some degree. Everybody does, unless you're like fucking Eckhart Tolle, you know, or the Dalai Lama or somebody like that. You're doing it to some degree. And it's okay. Some people are worse, so to speak, than others. But everybody has that energy that they carry with them. And it's your thoughts. Your thoughts are energy, and you want to keep them. You get attached to them. You believe that you are them. Think of it like an onion, right? So there's the self, which we talked about yesterday. What the self is, it's your soul, it's pure consciousness. There's the self at the very center of the onion. Well, the very, very first layer that's attached to the self are thoughts. And then moving out from there, there's, I don't know, the metaphysical energy, telepathy, right? Something like that. The very next layer is going to be emotions. The very next layer is going to be actual physical things. Okay, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But just to understand that thoughts are the closest thing to you. You is a soul. You is pure consciousness. That's what you is. That's what you is. And the thing that's attached to you the closest, the thing that's actually touching you, not your body or mind, you, pure consciousness, the thing that is directly attached to that are thoughts. There's you, and then there's thoughts, and then there's something else, and then something else, and then something else, and then something else. Okay? And, you know, that's that baggage that we carry. That's that pain body. That's that ego. It's this energy. And it dictates how you're going to respond to things emotionally, right? Because of that energy that you carry with you. And that energy is created by a lot of things in your life. Okay, so this diagram that you caught a glimpse of yesterday. So down here we have almost everybody on planet Earth. This is going to be what people normally think of when they think of so-called spirituality. And then this is actual spirituality. What is spirituality? Well, most people, what they think of when they hear that word, so not religious but spiritual, the spiritual community, they think of tarot, Reiki, chakras, metaphysics, crystals, some guy wearing a silk robe, beads, right? Doing energy clearings and burning some sage, going through energy portals, astrology, right? Oh yeah, meditating, yeah, too, that too. That's thrown, it's kind of this grab bag. Now, truly, meditation is the one thing that I've named that's as close to spirituality as you can possibly get, because meditating is where you're trying to get out of the thought patterns of the mind so that you can align with your soul and resonate with your soul. Your soul is pure consciousness, which is felt as a sort of presence. That's why Eckhart Tolle calls it presence. Others call it Zen. Zen is this practice where you embrace that and you do this every day of your life, all day. You try to stay in this kind of state. And if I'm not working or making a video or something, that's what I'm trying to do all day, every day, no matter what I'm doing. And you should too. That's true spirituality. Spirituality is not all that other junk, and it's not even meditation. Spirituality is your spirit, and it has to be the foundation of what you do. Don't build a frame of a building without putting your concrete foundation in place first, which is your soul. That's true spirituality. That's true spirituality. So, what are these levels? What are we talking about here? Well, this one, which is almost everybody on the planet, and it's kind of this 3D, right? It's this 3D consciousness, which I call unconsciousness. So you'll notice there's the self, and then in this paradigm, the self is in there, but it's surrounded with all this crap. And then in this paradigm, it's even worse. And then what is this? This is going to be drugs, sex, relationships, like your twin flame, work, right? Thrills, entertainment, food, okay? And people get addicted to those things and they attach themselves to those things and they think that those things make up their life. Food, sex, drugs, relationships, thrills, entertainment, work, whatever. That's my life. Oh my God, that's my life. Somebody that loses everything. They lose their house, their money, their career, their spouse walks out on them. Oh God, my life is falling apart. No. No, your life situation is what is changing. That is not your life. Your life is pure consciousness. That is life. Your soul. Not your mind either. It's not your mind either. It's pure consciousness. And pure consciousness, again, can be felt as presence or Zen. And you can be practicing presence, practicing Zen all day, every day, throughout the day. Not just when you meditate. It's a state, and it's not a state of mind. It's a state of being. It's a state of being. And so these people, you know, are really the most unconscious people that there are on the planet. This lower tier, come on camera, this lower tier of people that are looking to fill themselves up with those external things. Okay, well, let's talk about the so-called general spiritual community, which really, if you've looked on the internet lately, almost 100% of it is what I call junk spirituality. And when it comes to twin flames, almost 100% of the information is junk information about twin flames too. Okay, so let's look at this. Are these people really awakened? What are they doing? What do they consider spirituality? Tarot, telepathic experiences, spells, curses, so-called magic, dream interpretation, astrology, planetary energy crystals, Reiki, moving past the shadow realm, moving through Saturn's karmic gates, guys, and moving through spiritual stages, going through spiritual tests, galactic activation portals, eclipse activation portals, tuning into energy shifts, getting wrapped up in an identity of, oh, I'm an indigo child, I'm a star seed, that's what I am, that's what me is, I'm special because I'm a star seed, right? And having an identity with these and making it your whole perspective on spirituality. Maybe you are a star seed, maybe you are an indigo child, okay? But that becomes your identity. And again, thoughts are the thing that are closest to you, and you believe, oh, I am a star seed, that's what I am. Yeah, no, you're a soul. You're a soul. That's the foundation. That's the core of spirituality. If you want to be an indigo child or a star seed or something like that, okay. And I get it. You came here from another planet, whatever it is, fine. And I believe it. I believe it. I believe that you can do that. I believe there are star seeds, okay? I don't see any reason why that can't be a thing. But that's not what you is. And anyway, as far as a star seed goes, it's a soul that came here. So, what's at the core of a star seed? A soul. Oh, yeah, I gotta be a good star seed, and I know I'm special, and I have better telepathic gifts than you because I'm a star seed. And maybe you do. Maybe you do. But be clear. I'm not saying that it's not okay to do those things. And actually, a lot of those things can be very beneficial. Reading tarot, understanding your astrological chart, stuff like that. But that's not what you is. And people in the general spiritual community, they get so wrapped up in those things and they don't practice Zen. And when they do, they don't do it enough. Well, I meditate. Yeah, I meditate. Are you being thoughtful? Are you practicing thoughtfulness when you meditate? Do you only do it for a half an hour a day in the morning? Or do you do it when you drive your car? How about when you're walking down the hallway? How about when you're pushing a shopping cart down the aisle? Walking down the street? You guys, I could be writing something. I could be writing some notes. And I'm practicing presence. I'm looking at the pen, moving on the paper. Practicing Zen, being present, is something that you should embrace, and you should try to be shifting your whole focus from thought activity to that. And these other spiritual modalities of all these other things that I just named off, that's more mind stuff. That's more thoughts. And thoughts are an external attachment that you have. You are attached to it. And actually, the thoughts themselves are what tells you that you should be attached to the thoughts. The mind is self-serving. It's always going to try to convince you that you should listen to it and identify with it. And forget about what's at the core of the onion. Forget about that. No, I tell you, be the core of the onion. You can do all those other things. And here's the thing. If you make Zen your lifestyle, if you make that the foundation of your spiritual practice, all that other shit works better. You can tap into your telepathic gifts even better. Astrology works even better for you. Whatever it is you want to do, okay? All you're tapping into when you tap into your soul is source. And everybody in the so-called spiritual community is so focused on this shit only. And that's all they fucking ever talk about. And they really obsess over this stuff. There's people that won't make a move in their life unless they think their astrological chart says to go ahead with it. Got news for you. When you align with this, you don't need astrology, guys. These retrograde energies that are affecting everybody right now, how come they don't affect me? Maybe it's because I bypass them. I bypass them. I bypass them. My intuition is even sharper because I practice presence all day, every day, throughout the day. I embrace Zen as my lifestyle. You are not your thoughts. You're not your thoughts. You're not all these beliefs about these spiritual modalities. I'm a tarot reader. I'm a psychic. I'm an indigo child. Well, when you die, no, you're not. When you do the thing that we call die, all that's left is your consciousness. There's no more thinking. There's no more thinking. So somebody who's just a tarot reader or something on YouTube or whatever it is, they're not spiritual. If that's all they do. Now, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe they do embrace Zen as their practice, and it is their lifestyle. And from that, they move out. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. People who are into all that stuff and like crystals, and I got to burn some sage all the time, and I got to do these energy clearings all the time, and you see them like obsessively doing this stuff. How much time do they spend talking about practicing Zen on their YouTube channel? I'm just saying, guys. I'm calling people out. Those things are not bad, but what about the foundation of true spirituality? How are you going to build the framework of a building, let alone put windows and doors into that framework and put the sheathing on it to make a wall without a concrete foundation first? Just at minimum, realize that that first layer of the onion is there, attached to the core, the thought patterns. Those thought patterns are not you. They're thought patterns. And those thought patterns are going to do everything it can to try to convince you that you are that. That's the ego. That's the pain body. And there's nothing wrong with thought patterns. I mean, maybe you have thought patterns that cause you trauma, but you'll be happy to know that it's not you. And when you detach from that, that's when you can do something about it. This is where real spiritual power and control comes from, is when you practice a lifestyle of Zen. I'm not saying you got to shave your head bald and be like one of those monks sitting on top of a mountain. You can live a normal, typical life like I do, but you feel different. You feel fucking awesome. No more emotional ups and downs. You don't need to live by crystals and Reiki and all this other stuff. Those things just flow to you naturally. You master those things. Reiki becomes your bitch. Right? I think you guys know what I'm trying to say here. I think you know where I'm going with this. All those modalities, spiritual modalities, first, those things are not spiritual. They are metaphysical. Metaphysics is the interaction between your mind and the physical world. Astrology is metaphysical. Reiki is metaphysical. Any energy work that you do with crystals is metaphysical. That's fine. And we can tell that those energies are metaphysical. Astrological energies are metaphysical. At least that's what I'm labeling them here. It's mind energy. It's dualistic energy. It's dualistic energy. You, the soul, source. Your soul is a little tiny piece of source. Source energy, you, pure consciousness, is a monad. It's a monad. It's not a sliding scale. When we work with metaphysical energy, astrological energy, crystals, Reiki, chakras, tarot, spells, any of that stuff, it's a sliding scale. There's negative energy and there's positive energy. Okay? You, the source, the soul, source, is a monad. There's no up and down. There's no negative, positive. It's one thing. It's only pure energy. It's only pure love energy. It's mono. It's a monad. It's a singularity. What the general spiritual community is talking about is a duality. It's metaphysical energy, and it only exists on this plane, on the 3D, 4D, 5D plane. Okay, anything less than source energy is that. Source energy is pure, it's infinite. Pure consciousness. It's a singularity, it's a monad. There's no opposite. There can't be negative energy. You can have astrological energy that comes in as all kinds of different things. And it's because it's based on this sliding scale where there's positive and a negative at either end. And there's all kinds of things in between. You are source, a monad, one, mono, right? Singularity. All the other spiritual modalities, which again aren't really spiritual, they are metaphysical, that's duality. That's duality. So, you want to make all those things work even better anyway. Align with source, align with the monad, align with your soul. Pure love energy. Source energy, pure consciousness. How do you align with that? Presence, embracing Zen, practicing presence, getting out of the thought forms of the mind. And again, thoughts are the closest attachment that you have to yourself. You, the self. Pure consciousness, the soul, the monad. Thoughts are the closest thing to you, the first layer of the onion. Detach from them. Detach from them. Use the mind instead of being used by it. It's a tool. When you believe that you are your thoughts, it's using you. So there you go, guys. Mwah! I hope you loved this video. I loved making it, that's for sure. Thank you for watching. Be on the lookout for more uploads. I'll see you guys next time.